Testing, testing, 1, 2.
Find out.
My earbud and my staring at my phone when people talk to me. It's just like not answering at all. Look, every 30 seconds did you say? Because that's what we go. Oh, they got it.
No, like I didn't.
Hello. Weeks are here soon. Sunday. You gotta start building up a town. I didn't know that.
Are you here to commentate?
Excellent. Paul? Well, hi, here we are. It's Tuesday evening, 24 hours later. So, Mr. Novar, Colby Novar, in another final event, 2 nights in a row. So before we ask you your keys to success this evening, hopefully they're different than last night, why don't you go ahead and announce your team? Who's playing with you this evening? Who's your lead?
Sorry, lead is Hillary at lead. We have Tony Tremblay at second. We have normally Chad Aberg at third. He's in Las Vegas doing who knows what.
What he's doing will remain there.
So we have Tom Mulhern subbing in for Chad tonight.
Tom F. Mulhern.
That's Tom F. and Mulhern.
Awesome. And I assume that means you are...
And I am skipping.
You are the skip. Okay. So, like last night, I would like to ask our skips, what are the keys to victory? And again, hoping to hear a different answer from you tonight. What about tonight? What did you say last night? Score more than the other team.
Maybe rephrase the question. What adjustments are you looking to make tonight to perhaps overcome some of the hardships you had yesterday?
Not as many misses. We had a lot of misses last night. So
usually a key to victory in curling.
Not missing. Really hit us a lot hard last night.
Agreed.
Can't miss. We need our misses to be smaller misses, not big misses.
Not flashes.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Hit stones at least at a minimum.
Mm-hmm. Don't give up the long play.
Quick announcement real quick. So there a couple days to remember. So May 5th is the annual meeting. Just make sure that you're watching Slack. Don't turn it off after the season's over. June 8th is Blackjack Party. We will also post something about that.
Chris Kirby with announcements.
And also, I wanted to say thank you to Colby for taking care of the ice all year, basically. And then I also want to say thank you to all the people that helped Colby. So thank you.
Is there any concern that Colby has groomed the ice to his personal likings in tonight's game.
Well, it didn't work last week.
Could be controversial.
He's not above trying it.
We also want to thank Chris for running this league. Thank you very much.
Thank you. It was fun. Yeah.
As far as breakdown tonight afterwards, so we can get probably a crew, whoever gets it on first, start doing some vacuuming. We have to probably start with the locker rooms, get those so we can mop inside the locker room, around the toilets and stuff, clean the toilets, vacuum. We get rid of the carpet tonight. I have some utility knives out there, so we'll just chop this up. My truck is right outside the door, so we can stow it in the back of my bed and we can put it in the dumpster afterwards. All the regular other breakdown stuff has to happen too. So
Ratings bonanza.
everyone pitches together, we can get it done pretty quick.
Darren, before we get started,
Can we get a quick word?
Yeah, we want to congratulate you on making it to the Tuesday night finals. 2 nights in a row for you. Congrats on that. So real quick, could you announce who your team is so everybody knows?
Yeah, my team is going to be Steve. I can't pronounce his last name.
It sounds like you're just making people up
So
at
is
the
this a
last
team
minute.
that hasn't
This
played
is-
with you at all this year?
Well,
seems-
I have a terrible memory.
Good to know. Duly
yeah,
noted.
yeah, which is a good thing. So
Okay,
I
but
can
we know
forget.
his name is Steve.
It,
Yes,
does, it
okay.
does come in handy in
So,
curling.
so we
actually.
know
having a
Steve
bad
is
memory.
out here. You want to ask him?
Last name.
Cross.
Steve Cross.
It's
He's
really
easy.
difficult to remember. I mean, it is a crazy last name.
It was the
so
pronunciation
understandable.
that was scaring you.
All right,
Like we gotta start.
Steve's lead.
Yep, Steve's lead, my wife, Kristen Ray, and Will Nordine will be my vice, and then myself and Skip. So.
Will is Will on the ice?
Will is on Will time, so he's
Okay,
running just
understood.
a hair
We
behind.
all of us who curl here understand Will time. So, well, good luck to both of you.
Playing
We'll,
well.
Okay, that might work out for you. All right, we're gonna head up in our little booth. Good luck.
Any hammer? Or...
Luck. All right, well, I think it's time to introduce our broadcast crew. Why don't you announce yourself, Mr. Hall? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I am Jason Hall, a founding member of the Kalamazoo Curling Club. Happy to be here as we, for whatever it's worth, on the eve of the Kalamazoo Curling Club's birthday, March 20th.
Oh, I did not know there was a date.
March 20th is when we had our first event. I happen to remember because it coincides with my son's birthday, and it coincides with my nephew's birthday. So it's a noteworthy date for me. I was able to attend my son's birthday party and our first event on the same day, and the rest, should you say, is history. I mean, so that's back in 2008. Here we are 16 years. Is that math right? 16 years later.
Yes.
I think tomorrow is the Kalamazoo Curling Club Sweet 16.
Awesome.
So,
Can drive.
yeah. So that's great.
Well, very good. Well, my name's Dan Aberg. I've been a club member myself for, I think, my 8th year, half the time of the Curling Club's inception. Happy to be here with Jason to do a little broadcast on the Tuesday night Blackjack League Finals between Team Novar, Team Ray. The curlers have already begun throwing.
This is Steve Cross throwing for the blue team.
Which tells me that
So glad Darren remembered.
The blue team must have had a better record because they have hammer. Rather than flipping, the higher seed gets hammered. So Team Ray with the hammer in the first inning.
Cross throws it through, and now it is Hillary coming out light. Sweeper's on it straight away.
Colby yelling for a little curl. Hoping to guard up that shot that Hillary put in the house.
Looks to serve as a pretty great guard. It is just out of view if you're looking at the above the house picture. Just out of view, but on the center line. And Steve hopes to redeem himself for his first long shot, coming out a little lighter with his second.
Aaron with the luxury of being able to yell at his wife and get away with it. There's no problem in that tonight.
That is really special.
His wife, Kristen, serving as one of the sweepers.
In her defense, she was throwing rocks at houses. So, you know, if you throw a rock at the house, you're bound to get yelled at.
So, well, Mr. Aberg is watching from Las Vegas. You would think he would have better things to do, but no, he's supporting his team and watching the finals.
This is a devilish
Skeeter
handle.
I think it has to do with mosquitoes in the UP more than anything.
Okay. The state bird.
So Tony Trumbley with his first stone.
Comes up short, and I think they probably wanted it short. A couple in the house, so looking to protect. And that stone comes to a rest pretty close to the center line, not quite giving the protection to the stone out in the on the edge of the 12-foot. On our left, as viewers,
Darren opting to take a stone away, hopefully, with a hit with Kristen.
looks like a little upweight shot. The hit could be on. And it is. Will the shooter stick around? It will not. Leaving yellow sitting one. The Novar rink. Tony Trumbley with his second.
Tony's second year with the club. He was the Rookie of the Year last year in the Kalamazoo Curling Club. He's dove in both feet into the sport and has been a really nice contribution to the club with his volunteer efforts on the ice and opening the club sometimes Friday evenings. So we welcome folks like that to join at all times.
Team Tracksuit, the reigning champions of the Sunday Night Sandlot League, picked Tony up on waivers.
Wow.
Midway through his first season, and secured him, and his appearance with Team Tracksuit may have made quite a difference in that championship season that those wonderful people celebrated.
Oh, welcome Jimmy Gizmundo. Would you like to join us on the broadcast?
Thank you, no.
All righty, well.
But I will observe.
Very
Happy to have you
polite
here.
refusal. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
So you're saying Tony had not entered the transfer portal yet
Correct.
for curlers? Okay.
Correct. We picked him up on waivers, and really great move. We had an injury that was affecting our team, and Tony filled in as a sub, and then just stuck around and kept playing. stuck with us all year and was lights out through the year.
So see, we have Marcus Gleaton chiming in.
Chiming indeed.
I'll be sure to give our sponsors a shout out this evening, but not quite yet.
No, we'll do that in between ends. So another guard, yellow, trying to protect what is there in the house for them. Blue team having the hammer in the first end.
So
happy to protect.
Not quite enough protecting with the curling of our stones, which have been pretty good at the finish lately. Darren feels like he can get to this.
I think he can.
Calm down way he hit.
Well, he has Will Redbeard Nordine making the throw, and you can task him to make this throw with confidence.
So feels like a little more up weight than Will probably wants to get the curl. We shall see.
Sweeping for curl.
And it is definitely wide. Just too much weight for that to get to that stone. So Kobe with an opportunity now to truly guard it up. Super sub Tom Mulhern going to try to guard up that protected stone at the top of the forefoot.
It's a little heavier, but I think you threw it out farther.
Yeah, that's looking to me like it's going to come into the house.
If it's
May
the
as well
right-
get it in the house now, boys.
If it has the right weight, it will curl a lot. And this looks to be curling quite a
Yeah,
bit.
it's finishing hard and actually works out real nice.
Yellow sitting 2 now. One stone fighting the 4-foot, one stone fully in the 8-foot. Both of them now pretty well protected.
Yep, so Darren and Will are discussing, do we open it up? Do we try to get cute? And it looks like they are opting to make Team Novar replace the guard. There is an opportunity to send both of these away and get your blue off the center line.
Are there any rules in the world of curling about the number of redheads that can compete on a single team?
If there are, this team has exceeded. This may be the most redheaded curling team.
We might have to consult a little case law.
Will
Nordine with a little push.
Yeah, he wants to get rid of some stones.
Physics will happen. Gets,
whoa,
gets
he had a
both
hot one.
and peels his shooter off to the side so that it's
Yep.
leaving the yellow stones exposed and a little corner guard.
So Colby hoping to just replace. Those stones were in a real nice spot, so I think he's going to try to put them right back in that same spot.
Blue team with the hammer in this end, but right now it feels a little bit like they're chasing.
They are.
Feels like they're chasing. Jim Guzmundo is here in the booth representing one of our sponsors, Mixed Nuts. Try Mixed Nuts at your next cocktail party.
And they are good.
That's their slogan, and they are good. Speaking of good, Colby Novar. You always like it when the skip is throwing a guard. That always feels good to me.
Yeah. You might just pile it in.
Well, if it's a heavy guard that happens to be frozen in the house, you think was that the call?
Not. No, it was not the call.
Is it an okay call?
Is it an okay result?
There's a better way of phrasing it.
I think there's possibility to get rid of at least 2 of these now, and possibly 3. We shall see. I think those 2 are connected enough that one of the yellows sticks around. But
for sure, I think. Yeah,
if he splits these 2, I think he's getting rid of 2 yellows.
But it will take 2 blue stones to get rid of one of those, at least one of those yellows.
This is a positive turn of events for Team Ray.
Team Ray, you'll note throwing from the left side.
2 lefties.
The sinister side.
They are redheads and lefties on this team. All right, here we go.
Comfortable weight, not overthrown.
He's hanging out a little more than I think he wanted.
Sends the one away, but 2 remain. And they're both out counting blue. So what do we do? Another guard for Team Yellow?
I believe so.
I think that would be the smart.
That would be my call.
It would be Jim Gizmundo's call as well.
Anything Jim Gizmundo is doing, I'm probably in favor of.
So they're just throwing a guard, right?
Well, they're still talking about it, but I'm pretty sure that's going to... Yeah, I see Colby really looking to see where's the ideal spot for his stone.
Signaling for a timeout.
That was my next question.
One thing I will give you all credit on last night is pace of play was excellent.
It was a little too good, actually. I was hoping to go sit downstairs and watch the game on the big screen after I got finished washing the dishes, but the game didn't last through my dishes.
Well,
see, I think we should put a timer on everybody.
Well, we talked about...
You should be able to play in 2 hours.
We should put a timer on just for the finals and really mess it up.
Monica Novar is now watching, nervously I might add, as Colby settles into the hack to deliver the final stone for the yellow team, hoping to throw a guard. Here's hoping Colby does not choke.
That looked like a gentle release.
He won't.
Kind of hanging out there. He really needs that finish.
But with that lightweight, it will curl quite a bit.
Yeah,
it sure looks like it is. Look at it go.
Yeah.
Look at it go. Easily over to the center line.
Holy crap.
Well, now.
Ice is getting
What
fast.
is that?
Have you guys timed the ice to see how fast
We
it
have
is?
not.
You know what? That could be
That
your
is
job if you'd
absolutely-
like to be our official
I
timer.
don't have. I was actually planning on bringing my stopwatch. I didn't, but I can work that out.
There's usually one on your phone.
I can.
We can work that
I
out.
can make that happen.
And then what time are we looking for? That's the question. What is that?
Well, my
Do you
guess is you
Draw.
if it were me, well, you could draw. Let's
Draw for the edge of the forefoot.
Ooh, I think you go ahead and hit. I believe blue then becomes at least second count. It's not going to go anywhere. And maybe you
Well,
give
the
up
most
your
yellow
one.
scores is 2. If you draw in, you might get one.
Good point, Jimmy. Good point. Based on the ice I see, they are opting for a hit.
Colby getting big praise from the viewership. Enthusiastic response for that.
Colby
throw.
Novar fan club coming out in full force from his house.
They are legion.
All right, Darren Ray, final stone, first end.
Don't be surprised if you hear the chants of cheese, cheese, cheese in the arena.
All right, Darren Ray does not want to clip that card, I don't believe, unless that's...
Doesn't really change the result.
No, looks like 2 yellow.
So, a steal.
Steal of 2. It's our first end break.
I have your answer for the 3 guards over last night.
Okay. What is it?
It should have been back.
Should have?
But we never, neither one of us ever recognized it was in the 3 guards on the 5-1. Never crossed my mind.
Colby is still lamenting last night's game. Can't seem to shake that out of his head.
So
do you think that this is going to be a concern as this game continues? That here he is playing in a championship game, but thinking only about what happened yesterday.
and more importantly, talking to the broadcast crew from the ice, which is something you don't get at the Briar.
It's a little unprofessional.
Oh
I think.
no, I think it's an awesome
A personal touch.
I think it's awesome that our players feel comfortable enough to discuss prior night's shots while playing in the finals. I will say that
It's too late to protest.
I will say that Team Novar did also get 2 in the first end last night, and
Let's see
most
where
of us
that goes.
know what happened. So hopefully they have a little different response to their lead.
Stone easily over the hog line. One of, if I can speak candidly, one of Tony's strengths during the course of the year this year was his judgment of stone speeds. Out of hand, to be able to have a recognition of where the stone is going to land and pretty accurately.
Yep.
When he called back 8, it was usually back 8.
Yeah, good.
So he's really got that down pat. Puts that guard in a really good spot to open the end.
Well, Tony and Hillary come down and practice a lot. They see a lot of stones, and the key to understanding weight is to see stones sliding.
Throw rocks.
That was a 13-second hog to hog.
13
Very nice.
hog to hog, and that looks to be just a little deep of T-line at 8. So still looking for that 14-second rock,
Yep.
which seems to be kind of par across. I mean, even at elite events, that's where they're seeing.
Yeah,
They're
14
seeing
up to 15.
They're seeing hog to hog. Correct, a little bit
Yeah.
faster, but pretty
We've
close to
gotten up
what
to 15
we
here.
pretty close to what we
Yep.
enjoy
Yep.
here at the Kalamazoo Curling Club. KalamazooCurlingClub.com.
I have a 3-8.
That time represents the back line to hog line,
And that
giving
was
the
a
sweep,
13.85.
giving the sweepers an indication
Really
of
nice
whether
throw.
or not to sweep.
Very subtle ring of the cowbell. Probably not for those on the broadcast.
I'll try and keep it away from the microphone, but it needs to be used.
I agree.
If the players are able to have conversations and share information with us, shouldn't we also be able to interact with them? Cowbell is a fantastic way to
I
share
regret
joy.
that I didn't have one last evening or the prior Wednesday, so thank you for that nice touch. And that's a well-used cowbell.
Yeah.
You didn't just buy that at Tractor Supply, did you?
No, I bought it on eBay.
Recently?
I really did. No, I bought it a while back. Colby gets that one.
Did you get
Is it over?
Did you get it from a cow?
Is it over? I got it from someone in Vermont, and I thought that was pretty authentic. It's set up such that if you were to put a leather strap on it, that's how you would affix that to your bovine frame. And we'll bring it here as warranted.
Tony Tremblay,
I got a
first stone, second end.
3.68 this lap
Is
time,
the back
I think.
to hog.
I guess would be timed it a little quick.
A 14.40 hog
Looks
to
to
hog.
be a freeze right to the yellow if they
I
could
think
get it
we're
there.
looking at a button here.
No sweeping.
14
Just
and a half
to the edge of the button. There you go.
Sweeping
14.5 is T-line. And so by the third end, a 14 seconds should be probably the norm.
So Team Ray looking to get rid of that guard early this end. They don't want to get caught behind again. And so
5 rock
Kristen
rule.
trying to peel.
5 rock rule not in effect anymore.
We're holding steady at 7 viewers here, so we need to get the word out of the high-level curling that's happening here on Sheet C in the Kalamazoo Curling Club this evening.
Mission successful.
noticing that a number of the people that were watching the broadcast tonight are actually out on the ice playing in scrimmage matches this evening. So that's where some of our viewership is. They're actually on the ice.
That seems like a conflict of interest as well.
So Team Nova are trying to replace the guard. Need to get that over. And not quite far enough.
Do you think Tom Mulhern is perhaps too old to be an effective curler, or effective sweeper?
I believe he
do you think his
normally
age is a
skips,
factor?
So he doesn't sweep much.
I'm not saying that there are better people, for the position that he is filling in for tonight, but I'm just wondering if age is a consideration.
I have no comment on that matter.
Well, Ed Brzezinski does. His comment is that this is high-level viewing, and he's not wrong. For those of you watching on the streaming sheet B, what a barn burner we've got going there, too.
And the beauty is you're getting to hear us talk about a different game while you're watching sheet B or sheet D. So you're keeping tabs on the
It's
final.
looking great right now. So, Colby Novar now with a head scratcher.
Opting to replace the guard.
Protecting that guard, not going to worry about the blue stone on the back side of the tee line.
Looks a little fast.
It's got some weight to it.
Colby calling the sweep for line.
Let's check it out now. Come into the house. Really good result.
A little deeper than he would have liked, but it's lined up very nicely. I think the line is set up such that a raise of the yellow into the yellow might jam on the blue at the back and send that out. So that's, I think, in a pretty good spot.
Team Ray opting to go for that shot. There is enough space between the 2 and the 4 foot that if Will hits this stone correctly, they can get rid of both of these and maybe keep their blue around.
I think he's on the
Curling quite a bit, even with a high speed. These stones on this ice are curling to such a level that you will see a significant amount of curl in even a hit like that.
Colby calling for a guard.
Wasting no time. Improve upon that guard out there. I think they would like one a little higher. This is not that. And that guard again finishes real nicely. It's kind of, if you will, an example of syzygy. Syzygy is an astronomical term.
Okay.
Referencing 3 planetary objects in alignment, as you might see during an eclipse.
That's a timely word.
Kind of lined up as if we've got a little syzygy going on.
Thank you for that knowledge.
Tremendous shot on sheet B. I gave him a heads up. I told him it was a tremendous shot. So
The broadcaster ringing the cowbell during Will Nordine's slide.
makes it the big hit, and it is gone.
Fortunately, the one that left
Spills a lot of rocks,
was
but
their own. One of them.
one of them was their own, and that leaves them now with what looks like a biter to me on the back of the 12-foot. I think that's a biter.
I concur.
I bet you $1 it's a biter.
I concur.
So you owe me $1, I think.
No. So Colby Novar sliding down the ice to take his first shot at the second end. Skip Stones.
Skip stones, as they say. Mulhern holding the broom, able, despite his age, to get into that crouching position.
So Colby opting to bring another one in the house, hopefully under cover of blue.
He had a 373 on his.
Our resident timer tells it's a 373.
If that's a time that I get while I'm sweeping, I'm expecting that to be pretty close to T-line.
And it was 1378 as hog to hog.
But it comes in quite nice under cover of blue to leave yellow sitting 3 stones.
So Team Ray has the 4-foot fully available. Really just going to try to throw the same shot Colby just did with a little less weight. Still an opportunity in this end for them to get their 1, maybe 2.
The first of Darren Ray's skip stones.
And Brzezinski throwing out some kudos to the ice crew with the nice finish that the Stones are having this evening.
There's no doubt it makes for a fun game. It can be frustrating at times. Jim Gizmundo can attest. But the curl is part of the the fun of this game, and to see the big finish when the stones are thrown just right is really nice, and it's a wonderful testimonial to the fact that despite not having Ed Brzezinski on our ice team for much of the year, that we do have folks who have been able to maintain a high standard of ice.
Really good ice.
Darren's shot coming into the house
A little heavier than.
A little heavy and a little wider than I think he hoped
does
for.
have some backing, and will take away 1 yellow stone. That leaves
So Colby looking to put one at the top of the 4-foot here and really put pressure on Darren to make a fine shot in his 4th.
and if able to pull it off, that's 2 consecutive ends of applying some pressure as the team without him.
True.
This is thinking. It's accessible under the table.
Colby Novar, his last stone, and number 2.
No sweeping until now.
1470 hog to hog.
Recognizing perhaps that this was coming in.
Very nice shot.
Definitely
Tempting, daring Darren Ray to
taunting.
hit it. So I'm guessing on this ice, I didn't see the call, but I think we're probably looking at maybe a back line, hoping to tap it,
maybe.
hoping to just tap that thing beyond the 4-foot and
Score the 1.
get their 1. However, if he makes the angle right, it's possible
for 2.
They could get 2. Got to be a little careful on his weight, though. Hole number 1, hit the stone. Final shot. And number 2.
Oh, hammer.
His weight's pretty good. 366.
Feels a little.
He gives it a little positive.
It's coming in. It's coming in.
And a 5th. And a
Doesn't stick around.
12 hog to hog.
Right to nose.
And
No
he
problem.
does get, I believe he gets. Boy, it's going to be close.
I saw 2 signaled
Yes.
by one.
Beautiful
that
shot,
indeed
Darren
is.
Ray.
That was a
For
beautiful
2.
shot. You better bring that
Yes,
out.
that is a cowbell ringer for sure. Well, as we move into
Beautiful shot.
end number 3, scores tied 2-2. I think this is a good opportunity to thank one of our sponsors, the Mimic Agency, the Gleaton Agency. Been in business for over 75 years, so if you have any home auto insurance needs, you give Marcus Gleaton a call down at area code 269-467-8974. Thank you, Gleaton Agency, for your support.
Tell them to bring you some donuts. They'll bring you donuts.
He's known for bringing donuts to the schools.
So just, make a point to maybe say, hey, if you got a couple day olds, or something laying around, maybe you could bring a donut or 2. Oh, the people on sheet B are getting a show. That was a pretty fantastic shot. Good yelling.
Steve Cross, first stone, third end. They're looking for a guard, and now they're like, well, let's just bring it in. Did they bring it in? It is so close.
It is very close.
It is not in. Nice tight guard. Assume this is Lori Rensselaer with a comment about the amazing broadcast, and it does need a bigger audience. We agree. So, Lori, call all of your friends. Send out a mass text. Tell them to join the Kalamazoo Curling Club Curling Night in America broadcast on this Tuesday night.
Yeah, do those things that...
Or go out with a sandwich board out in front of your house and encourage your neighbors to watch the broadcast.
What an excellent idea.
Well, one thing that I will do right now is I'll see if I can post it to the silly... one of the social media pages, and let folks know that this is live now.
Jim Mundo saying goodbye.
Thanks for curling with us. I can't wait to curl with you some more at the Eclipse Spiel.
Exactly.
At the
Black Swamp
Curling Center.
I will see you both there.
That'll be great.
We'll eclipse together. And pray for a sunny
Pray for a day like today.
Pray for a sunny day.
A day like today, I was thinking as I was walking in and recognizing the sun in the sky that it would be terrific to have something just like this.
I did do research, and in Bowling Green on that date, historically, it's cloudy 60% of the time.
Understood.
So we have upwards of a coin flip's chance of seeing it.
It's understood.
Spectacularly.
Still will be great for those of you who have the opportunity. Find the path of totality. I saw it last time in 2017. Not to be missed.
So I was in a unique area to see that. eclipse. I was on Lake Tahoe on a charter fishing trip as the skies darkened that day. They were not in totality there, but it was about a 75 to 80% eclipse that day, and it was pretty cool.
Certainly a weird glow.
Yeah, especially out on. I mean, that's such a beautiful backdrop. It was really neat. So back to the action. I see a lot of blue. I see no yellow out there so far, Jason.
No, this is the turnaround that Team Ray has been looking for.
You see Tony Trumbley opting for the short socks like Marcus Gleaton did last Wednesday in his mixed doubles final. It's a trend that's just taking over the curling world. Oh, very nice shot, Tony Trumbley.
Makes the double, clearly very confident in his ankles to wear those short socks and still make a shot like that. I do feel like I should have the cowbell around my neck. I would feel more comfortable.
I have a feeling it would ring often, though, like a cow.
Yeah.
It might be a hair distracting. So now this end is shaping up a little more like what we saw last night, which we saw some pretty clean ends. Not a lot of stones in play. Ooh, we saw some of that last night too.
A little bit of a miss. And perhaps the tides can turn back to Team Novar, the Novar rink.
So our efforts to increase viewership, if anything, we seem to be turning off. Oh wait, we just went from 5 to 9, like almost instantly. So let's see if we get into double digits here with your host. Maybe we'll get some people from other areas, which would be awesome. Other states.
Regions even.
If you're watching this broadcast from somewhere other than the Kalamazoo, Michigan area, please put it in the comments. Let us know. I have a friend up in the Caledonia area that we can't tell you that information, sir. One of the players asking us if a stone is biting, but he's going to have to rely on his teammate for that. Don't want to change the outcome of the game with our bird's eye view up here.
And interesting because last night there was again discussion of using measuring devices during the game. You can't do it.
And that would be doing that, would it not?
Not a thing.
Oh, we're up to 12. We've hit double digits, Jason.
Yeah,
this is great.
I kind of knew it would reveal itself to be the big deal that it is. The Blackjack League Championships. A league in which I participated and in which I earned the privilege of not having big plans tonight.
I know how that feels. There's a reason some of us are up here broadcasting.
I earned the privilege of playing in a game that just didn't matter, and so
Colby and I made a deal that whoever is not in the finals on Monday nights is going to have to be the broadcaster for the finals if either team make it there. I think that needs to be, that's a good punishment for the losers in the semifinals.
Brutal.
So for our new viewers, again, please chime in the comments. Let us know where you are, who you are, what you're drinking.
We're in Kalamazoo. We're at Wings Event Center. We're at the home of the Kalamazoo Curling Club. And we're watching Will Nordin throwing his last stone.
I'm going to text a gentleman. Remember, he did a piece on our club. It's a TV curling channel Mile 7, I think is his. Did you see that piece?
I do recall that.
Yes, I'm going to text him right now. He said he can't get enough curling and loves when there's a broadcast. So we'll see if Connor
Is awake. Sending him a text. Connor, you up? Brian Larson's up. He's up in Lake Odessa.
is he here. Ryan is in the house. Ryan Larson. I seem to be forbid to talk about our sponsor on Mondays. Our announcer last night seemed to have a problem with me mentioning our sponsor.
Why,
Since it's not a paid sponsor.
The question that I would like to know is, Lake Odessa, do they have a Culver's location? I'd like to know.
I can answer that question, having been to the metropolis of Lake Odessa.
Mr. Mulhern throwing that a little bit deep. Will Nordine sweeping? Will he get it out? And the answer is no.
As is the answer to whether there's a Culver's in Lake Odessa. But Ryan can chime in about the amazing Mexican restaurant that he introduced me to up there. It's a one-block town pretty much, and there is a restaurant there that is worth the drive if you like a margarita bigger than your head.
What about the salsa? That's what really matters to me is the salsa.
Ryan, what is the name of that Mexican restaurant? We'll give them a shout out, even though they also are not a sponsor.
That's not what it's about. It's about building community. That's part of Kalamazoo Curling Club's mission as well, which is why we have fun spiels within the club throughout the year to benefit organizations we've donated toys to the Bronson Hospital. We've donated toys and money to the Gospel Mission here in Kalamazoo. We're community builders. Los Primos is the name of the fantastic restaurant up there in Lake Odessa. Giving them a big plug. Everybody's sweeping on this bluestone, trying to get it to the house. Can they? Will they? On the center line, into the house, and resting comfortably by the side of the button. A pretty great shot.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Quite a conundrum here. Who do you suppose Colby is vexing his mind with? Risk of jamming that blue on the back. Should he hit? Where does he have to hit? Just to the right side of the nose from where we're viewing there on camera. First of Colby Novar's stones in the third.
All right, I just sent Connor Kaufman a message. Told him if he jumps on, he's welcome to plug his podcast.
Fancy. Mulhern calling for the sweep. Thinks it could be there. Does the shooter stick around? It does. And does not jam at the back. A pretty good shot.
So we're down to our final two stones of end number 3.
I hear the echo of cowbell down on the ice from the on-ice viewing that you were mentioning earlier. They need to turn their audio down so that we can maintain a high-quality broadcast here without any feedback. Come on.
So one of our viewers has an interesting question. I have the answer, but since you play in this league, we're going to ask you, Jason.
Sure.
Why is the league called the Blackjack?
Zero idea.
Zero idea?
Zero idea.
Well, let's let this last two stones be thrown, and I will give you the answer in between the third and fourth end.
That's outstanding. So an online, so a trivia question.
Yeah. Yeah. If anybody knows the answer besides Lori, feel free to chime in. But I do have the answer at my fingertips.
I didn't think anything really of it aside from it felt a little weird.
Well,
as a name.
you're going to be impressed when you see why this league is called what it is.
Does it have
It's even more meaningful than when we had the Shizzler League.
Does it have anything to do with Los Primos
It has nothing to do with Los
in
Primos.
Lake Odessa?
So Colby's got what seems to me to be a pretty simple decision here. I hit the yellow into the blue. Yeah, I guess it's not a guaranteed two.
There's an opportunity, I think, is what you're trying to say.
Well, he's wondering if he can get three.
Is there an opportunity for a split to be able to create 3 points?
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He's got a wide open draw for two. But it looks like he's thinking about getting a little greedy and going for three.
Do you think that perhaps there's a possibility that in Colby's mind he's getting ready to get into the hack in last night's game? Do you think that in his head he could be in a totally other place pondering the what ifs
From last night.
Is his head still in last night's game?
Maybe
That's
he's
crucial.
Maybe this was a similar shot that I'm not thinking about from last night.
It's crucial, and it could
So
play a part.
Colby throwing what we would call a board weight. Got the sweepers on, and he's hoping to catch the corner of the stone.
and roll over, and does he have it? Great idea.
It was almost
Could have been disastrous. It ends up not being a disaster. He'll happily take his one.
So here we go with the.
Before we find out the real answer, there is a suggestion that perhaps Chris Kirby, the founder of this league, the leader of the league since its inception, I think, close to it, might have had a vanity project in mind. But this is not the case. What is
Well, here we go. So
blackjack?
the early curling broom manufacturers made the brooms from corn strands that resembled the household brooms. Later, in 1958, Fern Marchessault of Montreal modified the broom by inverting the corn straw at the broom's center. These corn-style brooms were referred to as the blackjack. And now you know the rest of the story.
Good day.
So just a really obscure evolution of curling broom name. I love it. I like it.
When did our friend, I don't remember her name, from Quebec, when did she do that? What year?
I thought I read 1958 if my... 1958.
1958.
1958 is when they started using what they like to call the blackjack when sweeping.
And this is a widespread term. This was not a Montreal, Quebecois, blackjack thing.
Jason, my knowledge of the blackjack is what I just read to you.
That's
And thank you, Lori Rentschler, for that knowledge. I'll give all credit where credit is due.
fascinating.
That is not something I knew. Maybe a challenge out there for the other leagues besides the X-Strand League to come up with a creative name.
really nice save by Darren, nearly dropping his broom directly onto the ice, which could have resulted in an avalanche of broom dropping throughout the club. Luckily, we were spared of that. Hillary's guard settling in nicely, but deep. and Darren's willing to try and pile another stone into the house. Coming in early, being a little aggressive.
So Jason, I feel like we've established that a little levity in the broadcast is absolutely not only fine but to be expected, correct?
Certainly. This is, we live in a world where there are lots of optional entertainment, venues, places where people can go for their entertainment. And people expect a high level of entertainment, and you have to be able to deliver. And one of the easiest ways is by making fun of Tony Tremblay's socks.
Well, where I was going with that is, did you hear what one curling stone said to the other?
I confess I did.
I won't take you for granted. I like that. That's good. It's funny. It's funny, Jason. Laugh.
Yeah.
You're allowed to laugh.
That's not too bad. The joke that I overheard prior to the beginning of the game was kind of like, what do you and a child have in common, or a curler and a child have in common? Like, neither one can draw. It was something like that. It was
That's good.
Dad joke.
Oh, it won't be the last.
No. Two really nice yellow guards, but two really blue stones in the house, both of them behind tee line.
Now, have we had blue and yellow stones from the inception of the club? These are not our original stones, correct?
Correct.
What were our original colors?
We originally had
green and white.
We never had green and white. We had a varied collection of rocks. I want to say that the first set that we had, which were purchased by Wing Stadium, really as an investment and kind of a buy-in to the idea of curling in Kalamazoo. I think they bought those stones, and they were blue and black.
Blue and black.
A blue a little bit lighter than the blue that we have out here, a little more faded royal blue, and black. Those were the original handles, and then we had several other sets. I don't know. I want to say that they were red and yellow. Is what the original scoreboards would have been painted to be. We, with the help of our friend Garnett, and with the assistance of Kevin Martin, were able to pair together what we have now out on the ice. 5 sets of stones that are basically the same. So Kevin Martin helping us out, and again through Garnett, fantastic heritage, lineage kind of our curling club that we kind of come from, as I would describe it, Canadian curling royalty. In a direct line. It was wonderful to have Kevin Martin out here on the ice, teaching us and instructing us. But so yeah, he helped out with those initial stones, or not with those initial stones, with the stones that we have here, but red and yellow. Interesting factoid, perhaps worth mentioning. I hope not at the offense of Mr. Mulhern, who's out on the ice tonight, getting ready to sweep. We had red and yellow stone handles, and he requested when we were getting new handles if we could get blue. Tom is colorblind, and blue is easier for him to be able to distinguish. Red and yellow, a little less so. So we were able to make that accommodation, and
really nice.
and set these stones up with blue and yellow, which of course I like because, well, go blue.
So well, let's see where we're at here in this match. So blue really setting up some
pressure.
Stones in the house.
All the stones at the back of the house.
But the button is still available with the way these stones cut. Tom trying to roll around, but sweepers yelling heavy. And it's not as heavy as...
Going to rub on the guard, and it will, providing a nice line of yellow stones in front of the house, guarding the blue stones which are in there. This is problematic, and it looks like they're making a decision, as I probably would, to make some yellow stones up front disappear. Or use them.
Yeah, those yellow stones.
Are we getting a request? Is this... I think
we may or may not be watching your sheet.
This broadcast comes with a money-back guarantee. If you're not fully satisfied, you will be paid back in full.
So when curling in Poinet a month ago, I got to curl with my first ever white handle stones, which is not my favorite on white ice.
I want to say that I played with red and white handles at the Detroit Curling Club.
Detroit. Well, this club is about 30 minutes from Madison. If that tells you anything, I have a feeling we know why the handles are red and white.
Yeah. Beautiful draw. Can it make the port? It does. And how deep can they get it? Not enough to outcount the yellow at the back of the 12-foot.
It's close.
It is close. I think that yellow just a touch closer.
You want to bet $1?
I am willing to bet $1. And Colby is willing to bet that he can change the result so that
we won't be able to know.
The point is moot. Chris Reek is getting really worked up on sheet B. I don't know who she's mad at. Her husband, possibly.
Life.
Domestic issues, perhaps, developing on sheet B. Stay tuned.
Based on this being the same broadcast perch from last night, I will say it's much cooler in the arena this evening.
Blue is raised, and that really just builds up the wall, protecting at least 3 blue stones for the Ray rink.
We're kind of hanging in there at 14 viewers. Appreciate you all hanging around with us tonight. The last night of curling in Kalamazoo this season.
The end of the 23-24 season. It's been a pretty good one. We'll have an annual meeting at the beginning of May and talk about the successes. And
it was a bumpy start to the year.
It was a little bumpy, believe me.
So we got into a nice groove.
Just trying to perhaps take away
they ended up opening things up in a way that they didn't want to do. So the opening that Team Novar was looking for has just been created.
Gifted
for sure.
Is Colby foaming at the mouth just a little bit, it seems.
two options here. Option number one is what he's looking at right now, which is try to roll undercover to the right. I think that's the preferred shot. If for some reason he came over the top of this stone, he could roll a little undercover to the backside. The draw is tough to this spot based on the guards and the amount of cut we get at the end.
Is this one of the cutter stones?
Oh, this is the cutter stone.
Oh,
so did Colby Novar watch the broadcast last night? I had a conversation with Tom Dieter beforehand that I would not reveal to whoever was throwing the yellow stones in case they did not openly. The intel was there last evening.
Absolutely. This is a fascinating development.
So if Tom Dieter's correct,
breaking news,
is Tom Mulhern giving the correct ice for the cutter stone?
We'll find out right now. It's released, not a hogline violation.
And with that amount of weight, it's probably not going to cut a whole lot.
Or
Tom says it's got a curl, so maybe he will get lucky. And
can he squeak right by and not touch a thing?
Everything.
Threaded 1, 2, 3, 4. Like there was 17 stones threaded.
I'd be willing to bet Colby couldn't do that again. $1.
I will bet $1 on that. I'm going to head over to my favorite gaming application right now to place that bet.
Body language of Colby is that he is a little disgusted with that shot. Oh, it's brutal.
It's just brutal.
So, Darren Ray given the gift back, the opportunity to once again replace the guard. That may have been the one shot Mr. Novar had, depending on this one. Last stone.
And a hush falls over the stadium. The Kalamazoo Curling Stadium.
Ooh.
Yes, wait.
What a great opportunity we have to be able to be not only broadcasting but streaming this match to the masses. An opportunity that was not here just a short few years ago.
She'd be making great stuff happen.
Darren Ray throws a beautiful guard. Plugs the hole just as he needed to. Colby and Tom are now looking at
raise options.
Yes, they are looking for other options. There is one heck of a wall of stones.
We talk a lot in curling about Plan B, and this is what they're looking for right now. Is the Plan B, the Plan C? How do we squeeze?
Unfortunately, the way the stones are lined up, I do not believe that raise of the ones that are closest, the two connected closest to the center line, Blue's probably just going to shoot out. So now they're looking at the far right.
Just out of reach of the camera viewing the house, but this would be on the viewer's left side of the house, looking about a hit or possibly a draw. Could you ever touch the edge of the forefoot and take away a couple points? A full 8 takes away a couple points.
Yeah,
possibly.
That's certainly an option that they've decided. They're just looking to tap blue on yellow and hopefully run, essentially doing the same thing you just suggested with an open draw. They're going to try to do it with the tap.
It's pretty well lined up. Blue stone frozen. Again, you can't see it from the overhead camera, and I don't know that you can appreciate from the view on the screen. We do have a different angle here in the press box. And
about an inch between the two stones, so if Colby gets the weight right, but this is a totally weight-dependent shot. Too much weight, he's going to skirt yellow right through the house. Not enough weight, he's not going to get it to the 8-foot, which he needs to get this stone fully into the 8-foot.
Throwing with some conviction, but he's got to move through a couple of stones looking for that
I
raise.
feel like it's too much weight.
And it feels a little wide to me. I don't know if the angle is going to be...
Well, that may help him if it's wide. And
does exactly what he's looking to do.
look at this sweep.
Takes away one. That leaves Blue sitting 2.
Sitting 2, still 1 stone remaining. So nice shot by Colby. I mean, he, in all likelihood, avoided disaster for this end. And now a tough shot for Team Ray. They're talking about a way to maybe raise up into Colby's shot, which...
If they're able to gently raise that a little bit back, it doesn't even have to go all the way out of the rings. They could sit 4.
Could, but what comes back into play are the stones that we bet $1 on that we still don't know which is out counting which. And now they're looking and trying to decide themselves. I was betting blue, you were betting yellow. Body language did not indicate which one is the shot.
No, it's 100% yellow. I'm willing to raise my bet to $2. Sheet B with a really nice shot. Oh my goodness, if you're watching Sheet B, what a treat you just saw. Haven't given any love at all to Sheet D. They have stones in play too. I don't know if they're keeping score. They might just be having fun.
They are keeping score. There's not a lot of scoring going on.
They might be just not having much fun. Darren Ray settling in. The hammer shot in 4.
Looks like they are going for a raise and
leaving it to the curling gods. Makes the raise. I think that brings another stone into play. Is that a score of 3? 4?
they're leaving. Are they leaving? No. Well, I guess we'll find out here in a second.
We'll find out. I think 3.
So very nice raise by Darren. I mean, there was a lot of space between the stone he hit and where it had to hit Colby's stone. So precision raise, Darren Ray. For 3. So Team Ray, after 4 ends, leads 5-3.
That's a pretty big swing.
Yes, it is. We're at the halfway point. So, Jason, what's your take on this match so far? Feeling one team or the other here has got the upper hand?
It's back and forth, isn't it? It's if you look at the scoreboard, it's a little lopsided right now, but we're basically on serve, trading back and forth, scoring with hammer.
I think we're going to be playing 8 ends, is my prediction.
Which is fantastic. What value squeezing the most out of the curling season. Bluestone in the house, back 12. Is that where they wanted that?
I would go on a limb and say no. But with a lead, stones in the house, not a bad strategy, regardless of where they are. Colby looking for a corner guard. Sweeper's on it.
I mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Tony has a nose for the weight of the stone. He knew he needed to sweep, and he's on it with his short socks. And that's the play of the day.
Almost a whispering eye, as Larson would know. That famed curling phrase.
This blue stone seems like it could be a little out in the weeds, a little frosty. Do you think that it's ever
it's picking
gonna
speed up.
get across the line?
Womp, womp. Rionne with her second stone. Sweepers once again.
And perhaps another just squeaking it over the hog line.
That is a whisper.
Two really nice high guards for the yellow team. Hoping to keep those in play, use those and pile some stones in behind a little later. And a stone my goodness, the stone is just interesting. Well, that's a great guard. I think just exactly what we're looking for the blue team here in the Blackjack Finals for 2023-24 curling season.
So our first end with one of the guards right off the bat here. We're going to get
this one could
inadvertent
get
raise.
into
Inadvertent raise. So yellow's got them lined up. They want to start playing behind.
Now would be a great time. Well, not now because it's not their turn, but when it is their turn, it will be a great thing. You're getting cold. Cold? It's getting cold. I actually was thinking about adding another layer. I have another layer, and it's getting a little cold. But the action is hot on the ice.
But again, showing our dedication as broadcasters, we aren't in a stuffy room somewhere. We are out on the ice with the contestants. Kind of. It's probably a little warmer up here than down there.
They're warm because they're moving. We're not. We're not moving. Tony Trumbley very accommodating, saying to his skip, Colby Novar, that he'll throw whatever shot Colby would like him to throw.
It's a good answer by the front end. You tell me what to do.
There's still concern amongst people. There's been comments made about Colby Novar's state of mind.
Colby opting to
Possibly-
remove that center line guard right now.
Possibly focusing on last night's loss.
Very nice shot by Tony Trumbley.
Peels the shooter out of the way as well. Opens things up a little bit for the Ray Rink to try to clog it up again.
Any idea where that term came from to call you're from the Kalamazoo Curling Club and you're at an event, you're the Kalamazoo rink, the Ray rink. I mean, I know we're playing on a rink, but I'm curious if you have any idea where that term came from.
It is, I think, just part of the nomenclature. If I had to guess, back in the day, historically, folks would travel with their stones. They had their pair of stones. Not everybody could have their own. It's not like for real and for true all the time, but I've seen curling stone carrying cases from days of yore. And possibly the short and obvious answer is, they're coming over from, his place where they play, their rink. And so it is, the Davidson rink, or whatever the case might be, coming from an actual physical place. That's my best guess.
Let's think of really good deduction.
If we were playing one of those definition board games, that would be my submission
would be your
for
answer.
that.
Okay, I like it. I think you're probably right. And that's dedication if you're carrying your stones to play in other areas.
Correct.
Tom Mulhern going for the hit.
Sure looks like it.
If he can get it just right, he might be able to get rid of two.
Keeps his shooter underneath but open. And does not touch that blue at the back of the house, which appears to be the shot rock at this point. Will Nordine settles in for his second stone. Redbeard delivers. Sweeping for line. And here it's reached that point where it starts to curl a considerable amount. Settles in on the tee line. Protecting that blue that is at the back of the house, admittedly, on its way out, but currently counting.
Yeah. Pondered early on in the end if that was the intended placement of that stone, and as often happens, though it wasn't,
build upon it.
It is becoming an important stone.
How many more ends are there in this game?
This is the fifth end, so after this end there'll be three more ends.
Well, but I'm going to put another layer on because it is cold.
Thank you. I thought maybe I was losing my mind, but you've confirmed that it's chilly in here.
Man, it's like freezing. Like literally.
I don't know if it's literally freezing.
It's freezing.
It's literally above freezing.
The ice is literally frozen. I'm going to put on my Columbia vest. Columbia Sportswear, the official sponsor of USA Curling. Am I allowed to do that? Was that a copyright? I think we're. Again, that's
sure
Columbia Sportswear.
Sure, Columbia appreciates it. Oh, wow! Now get that cup out. They're ringing loud. A long raised double by Tom Mulhern.
Tom
changes the whole complexion of this end. We'll remember that shot. If the end of this match shows Team Novar in the victory circle, that was removing two stones that were pretty well covered. Tom raised that a good 20 feet.
Something that will certainly be addressed in the presser
Yes.
post-game.
We'll have to ask Tom what it felt like. make that raise as the super sub.
Indeed. And how did Darren Ray feel following that?
Well, Darren Ray feels like he's got a draw for being undercover and is still in a fine position to steal if he can get where he wants this stone to end up.
He mentioned in the pregame interview that he had memory problems. So
it's probably a good thing.
Hopefully, it is a good thing in curling. So hopefully he forgot all about what just transpired and he won't throw it deep. But he does kind of throw it deep.
He does, but it does outcount the yellow, so for the time being, he did just throw shot rock.
It's undercover, so
I'd rather it not be that deep. Colby can choose to do what I think he's choosing to do, which is to follow that shot. Colby would rather not get probably quite that deep. He'd like to be undercover somewhere at the top of the forefoot. Actually, T-line.
Outcount, ignore the blue is what you're suggesting?
I would think, yes. He wants to outcount that blue. Unless, based on that ice. If it was the last stone, I would say throw it in hopes of pushing that blue back a little bit.
So not a freeze. He probably wants this top of the
four to T, I think is fine.
But fully buried, and there's plenty of room to do
there is room. All about getting the weight right here for Colby. And he would admittedly tell you, he's struggled a little bit with that, both last night and tonight so far. So this is a big shot for Colby. Weight's looking pretty good. I hear top four being yelled out by Tony.
Does he have the line? Can he get it past? And he does. Lots of room.
That's the room. Now changing strategy to go ahead and bring it back to the blue.
Not quite frozen, but the angle is really nice. Yellow does sit shot rock.
Nice shot by Colby, and Darren, as expected, is hoping to put it on the button.
The chase is on.
It's a little deeper than Colby would have liked for this very reason. It's allowing Darren really to be in a great position to steal again if he can put this right on the button. It's going to be tough for...
Is Darren comfortable? Is that the shot he's making? Is he ever thinking about trying to just nick that yellow out and get to be sitting two? Is he ever thinking about that?
His sweepers may be thinking about it, depending on how heavy this shot is.
Plan B.
Nice draw weight slide. His wife is on it from the get-go, though. I'm assuming for line. And she has really got to go. Really got to go. So now...
Plenty of room.
Yeah. Now they are off.
And it settles in really nicely.
Boy, cowbell deserved shot. So Darren Wade definitely with the short memory and able to put the perfectly weighted shot. And the shot from above shows that is about as centered as you're going to find. You can do a little better, but that is on the button.
Well, you know, Darren had a haircut about 10 days ago. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before. I wonder if that haircut maybe factored into that terrific throw.
I did hear a pretty cool thing. I didn't know why he cut his hair. Maybe you know why he cuts it.
I do. He did like a Locks of Love. The fifth end.
I'm told he does that every year.
The fifth end sponsor of today's curling match is Locks of Love. Visit locksoflove.org. I don't know if that's...
I asked Joe last night, I don't know if you're watching, if you consider donating his beard that he's about to shave off. That would probably be a little weird.
A weird beard. Well, speaking of weird beards, where's Will Nordine?
He's down there.
He's down there, hanging out by the scoreboard. Hi, Will. He's waving back at us.
I believe Will has more hair on his beard than Darren has on his head now. So a lot of discussion between Tom and Colby and how can they move that enough that their shot.
I don't think they use their timeout, but we do have not very much time left on the clock.
The question becomes, if Colby just bumps it, will he be shot? Or will Darren's shot remain shot stone? It's hard to tell. Hard to tell. I don't know if there's enough space there for Colby to get shot, but we'll see.
I think he would have to bring some violence to make that happen.
Colby is throwing a little weight here. Definitely not just nestling it in.
But he would need to get across the face. Does he make it past his own guard? He does. Spills 2 stones and
Looks like a steal of one by Team Ray. So that shot by Darren proved to be too much for Colby to move. So nice shot, Darren Ray. Team Ray up 6-3 after 5 ends. This is an opportunity to mention one of our sponsors, Tim Hortons. If you are looking for some sweets, if you're looking for a good cup of Java,
maybe a cruller,
maybe even a sandwich for lunch.
How about a cruller?
Stop by one of the area's 2 Tim Hortons. Tim Hortons, always fresh.
That's great. We're so real, you wouldn't believe it. Well, the 6th end is heating up with a really high center line guard that is just off the center line. Does this bring the tick into play? No, it does not. It does not bring the tick into play. That's not what we're doing.
Colby asking his sweepers where it's going to end up.
And they tell him it's going to be
high guard.
just outside the house. Beautiful center line guard.
I don't know.
Do you feel like Hillary was rubbing somebody's nose in that? Here's how you really throw a guard.
You know,
put it on the
considering
center
I saw
line.
Colby after the shot tap a little more to the left. I think he ideally wanted to get a little closer and a little more off that center line. Generally, Hamilton wants to keep the center open.
Steve Cross is bringing it for Team Blue.
And we are getting a pile of guards near the center line here in number 6.
That was Steve Cross wanting to show that he is capable of getting it to the center line, and he did. Fantastic center line guard. Right on the center line.
Stupendous. Julie Kelman clocking in on Slack that she's locked out right now.
You're locked out from there.
I'll go.
Hey, Arlene. Julie Kellerman, I guess, is at the door and locked. Can you maybe go let her in? Julie? Julie is locked at the top. I guess the door is locked. Thank you.
That was a great play of Arlene going to open the doors for Julie. Terrific play. Volunteerism, another thing promoted by the Kalamazoo Curling Club.
That's teamwork right there.
Which is what this really stupid game of curling is all about.
Do we have yet another guard?
It sure looks as if what we have is sort of a yard party. A lot of visitors out in front of the house. Nothing
really,
in the house.
No,
Whose game do you think is being best served here?
Colby's game is being
pile.
served. This is good for Colby, but it's time to start bringing the stones into the house. It's time.
And do you think that Colby is the person to do it, or do you ever think that mid-game there is a call for a new skip?
I've not seen that happen outside of injury.
Do you think that anyone would possibly attack Colby in the middle of a game so as to injure him and bring in an alternate? Does the team have an alternate ready to go? It's important information. Needs to be considered before a big championship match like this.
So Colby calling for the draw round. Planning to stay in the game, I believe. Not feigning injury. And he indeed gets what he wanted, which
It's a lot of finish. Doesn't mind if it goes a little deep, if it's a little more covered. And it's pretty well covered.
It is well covered. So, step number one to getting hopefully multiples. Team Nova are really starting to run out of ends here and definitely wants to at least get two here in the sixth end. Kristen Ray hoping to follow.
With a little more weight, it feels like, possibly for a hit.
And Skip husband Darren saying really needs to curl, so looking like she's going to end up wide and heavy. So Colby gets exactly what he needs if he wants multiples. Colby calling for top 8.
I just want the record to reflect that I did not say that Ms. Ray was wide and heavy. That was someone else. That was not me.
So Tony Trumbley hoping to follow his first shot with one a little less weight.
And this does not seem less weight to me.
Colby calling whoa. Stand close.
If it can start to curl, it will slow down. And as I mentioned, Tony really with a great sense of the weight. It's angled pretty well, in addition to being in a good place.
Yeah, well, put it back under cover. It's going to be...
Is the double there?
Well, I think what's there that I believe they're calling is a run back of their blue all the way back. This is Briar level play.
This could have societal implications. This could impact the greater community, don't you think?
It seems a monumentous statement for this shot, in my opinion. But
this is a really big throw.
This is a big throw for Team Novar. If Will Nordine's able to make this shot, it could be really disheartening for Team Novar. Plenty of weight. Is his line where it needs to be?
Got a piece of it, but the angles are always tough. It does spill onto the rings, and it does open things up a little bit.
It does. So Team Nova, I think, going to be looking. Yes, just looking to. So Colby wants a guard, but
a guard that counts.
He wants it to outcount that blue. little dangerous. You don't want to get. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think I err on the side of going a more straight up guard. You put that too close to those others, and you risk the chance of Will Novar taking out 2 or 3 with an easier run.
And it would happen.
But Colby opting to bring it in. He did say the miss is light, so Tom knows that.
It's not light. This is about what he was originally thinking. A guard that counts. And this is really not guarding anything, but sitting at the back of the button. Undercover. Will Nordine with violent curling thoughts, I think, coming to mind. Sixth end at the Kalamazoo Curling Club.
So Darren and Will talked about it, and he's hoping to hit just a little off center. Thinking he can maybe get rid of 2 of these stones. I think he can get rid of all 3, but we shall see. Definitely throwing up weight. That is the heaviest stone of the night.
Past the guards, hits 1, hits 2, and will not out count the yellow. That is yellow remaining.
Interesting decision for Colby. He can get to the blue, but then leaves the other one wide open. He's trying to decide how he can come out of this end with at least 2.
He has to go for 3, doesn't he? He can't settle for 2.
Tom's coming down. They've called their timeout.
This is their 4th time out of the contest. Why wouldn't you freeze to the blue stone? You're already sitting 1. Freeze to the blue stone. It'll be not going anywhere anytime soon. And you could sit 2 with backing.
Well, I think the thought is that then they can go ahead and hit the wide open shot.
They would do that
and
too.
Roll. So those are the shots Colby and Tom were discussing. Boys are really struggling with what is the best thing to do here. It's a crucial point of the game, Jason.
What is the best thing to do? I confess I don't know. So not needing to count is what I'm hearing from Colby. He's content to guard the 1 and have a little more protection. He's not getting greedy.
He's having a chuckle with his opponent and giving the vibe of, I don't know if this is the right call, but this is the call.
Do you think in his head he's at all playing for last night?
No, I think Colby's pretty good at short-term memory. I think last night is out of his head.
Which one's Colby?
He's asking for top 4, but boy, it's looking light. Colby coming out to help.
Dynamite sweeper. He's a dynamite sweeper.
Coming out to help. Not going to get to top 4.
Does get to the top 12.
Top 12, and unfortunately,
not providing a lot of protection.
Still there. So light would have been okay had it been covering up shot stone, but now light just becomes a wasted stone. So Team Ray with the opportunity to put some real pressure on this match. Skip stones, 6th end, Darren Ray opting to remove shot stone.
Darren Ray curls out of the Kalamazoo Curling Club in Kalamazoo, Michigan. I didn't see the shot, but I certainly would have rang the cowbell. There is a peanut gallery down below us. Peanuts, the official sponsor of the 6th end
Of Jim Gizmondo.
Remember, when you're out of mixed nuts, peanuts.
So Darren throwing a lightweight hit,
And he's going to get the 2 points. Sitting 2 for blue right now. What do you do? You're Colby Novar.
looking at his options.
Getting ready to throw the first of your skip stones. What do you do? The double not really there because of a jam. Could you ever throw a spinner and get that gear effect and come back up? The answer is no.
Once again, heavy discussion between Colby Novar and Tom Mulhern.
One of the words I heard Colby use was the word happy. And I really hope that he's trying to find some happiness out there on the ice right now. One of our viewers commented earlier that Colby was perhaps in need of a hug. And I don't know if now is that time, but maybe that's what he's still thinking. Is this?
I think one of our viewers on here will have the opportunity to give him that hug.
It's a beautiful thing. Another one of the really special qualities of curling here at the Kalamazoo Curling Cup.
Still heavy discussion as to what's going to happen if Colby rolls over to the second count.
I think they've decided to use their 5th timeout. This Kalamazoo Curling Club operates as many clubs without a clock, and the timeouts are really limitless.
This end sponsored by Timex.
We're not fancy like those, like the folks at Wimbledon. They get sponsored by Rolex. We're a little simpler here in Kalamazoo.
And they finally made a decision.
But that is our timepiece of choice.
Heading down the ice.
Just as their 5th timeout expires.
So based on the ice I'm seeing, I think they've opted for probably a T-line hit of some sort, just hoping to push blue back. The golden question is, where is Colby Stone going to end up, and is it going to be accessible for Darren Ray to pop out?
This is what we're all waiting to see. The 6th end, so important.
I personally think he needs to come across and roll a bit undercover. Colby Novar, first shot for him in the 6th end.
Tony sweeping from line. Tom Mulhern seems to feel good about it. Can it get past the guards? It's past the guard. It is not. Blue still sitting 2.
And now absolutely looking for a guard.
And if 2 is scored, is that handshakes?
Probably.
Not a decision I
It's a
want to.
similar score to last night. A lot of times you just go by how things are going. So we shall see. And if this guard is made, I'm seeing a tap back by Colby off to the right there. That could at least get him point. Not 2. So as we talked about last night, there's times you just have to hope for a miss, and right now, Colby's hoping for a missed guard. Darren Ray, final stone, and number 6.
Feeling light, Will is calling for the sweep.
Need help, we hear. Actually,
Little bounce is probably not horrible.
looking to bring this right in, and maybe this was the call all along.
And it's a guard that counts. Blue still sitting 2. And I think it's pretty open for Colby to get the 1. A little tap on that blue. Right on the center line.
No,
Is one enough?
3 discussions in the house. And a quick call is made.
Choosing not to use their 7th timeout.
So the backline weight shot is available here for 1 for sure. Appears to be the ice. Tom is calling, maybe not even backline, just beyond the tee. Just needs to move. Shot stone, maybe 3 to 4 inches. Balance of the match potentially in question here. Sweepers seem to like the weight.
No sweeping at this point.
Everybody staying off. Indicative of a good shot.
It seems to be getting right through the court. Gets the 1. Does it stick around? That's going to be a steal of 1.
1 for
By
blue.
Blue.
And now the big decision.
Do they stick around?
I think they continue to play.
Colby considering abusing his equipment a little bit. It seemed like there was a contemplation of a really big smack of the broom.
The cooler heads prevailed, and equipment was saved.
And that broom lived to see another day.
And we live to see another end in the Tuesday night championship match.
Colby throwing the scoring tiles around like it's the end of the season at the curling club, which it is.
So we're into our final 2 ends of the season. Team Ray with a fairly comfortable lead of 7-3.
Steve Cross throwing it firm.
Guessing they would want this in the house. The guards are their enemy, and
this is going to be a guard.
this is going to be a guard. But if anybody watched last night, Team Malka proved that with a lead and a comfortability of coming around guards, go ahead and throw a guard.
An entertaining game.
So Colby opting to use that guard and try to come under it right now.
hoping for the big end here and opportunity to steal in the 8th end.
Yeah, they really now need
4.
at least 3, and yeah, probably 3.
This Yellowstone.
No, they don't need 4.
It's in the house.
It's 7 to 3.
Well,
3. I think it's 3. 3 gives them a very legit chance.
really comfortable.
2 makes it tough, but they have to score multiple points. So that stone did not get under cover. Team Ray looking to remove it. Goal number 1 for them is really at this point keep a clean sheet.
Well, they didn't do it by hitting the yellow stone, the targeted stone, but they've gotten their guard out of play.
Yep.
So call it a peel of shame. The front of the house is open.
So Colby deciding what to do. Opting to bring it to the edge. Dangerous game, bringing stones just into the house now, but he's making that decision that he's hoping for misses from Team Ray.
This is a shot that's being thrown, what I call inside out, from the inside part of the sheet to the outside part of the sheet. And if it comes up short, it perhaps serves well as a corner guard. So that's a possibility. No sweeping going on, which says that Hillary's stone is in or through the house. Looks to settle in pretty nicely. A little deeper than intended, but not a bad result. In the house, sitting 2.
So Team Ray's full goal now is hit yellow stone.
Remove rocks.
Christian Ray,
Throwing with confidence.
sweet call right off the bat.
A lot of movement. Does it get past? It does not. Takes that yellow
Does
out.
remove the stone.
Mission accomplished. 1 stone removed.
Kobe deep in thought. How can I get 2, 3, or 4? Opt into play into the house. Top of the house is the shot call.
A guard that counts.
I'll be on that show someday. Reminder comes up occasionally. I just continue to choose to ignore it.
Colby Novar splitting the house. Just in front of T-line. Do you think that the big crosshouse double is on?
I think they would just want to hit stones.
Just hit 1.
If the stone happens to come across.
But if you can get a big crosshouse double, it sure would be fantastic. I'm going to call it. It's on. She's making the crosshouse double.
I'm going to call it. This might be wider than she wants.
Contact was made. Contact was made.
Again, this is what Colby needs. He needs misses.
And there's 1.
So
Showing
opting
guards, thrown into the house, coming into the house.
So come in the house and hopefully guard up that back stone right now.
Protect the yellow at the back of the house.
So solid play so far for Team Novar here in the 7th end that they need to score points.
Novar coming out to assist in the sweeping.
He really wants to get this in, if at all possible, but I don't think they're going to get there.
The question is,
Did it guard
does
it
he
up?
get a good cover? I think the answer is yes. It's half covered. Third quarter covered. It's kind of open.
Right.
And this would be just the kind of shot that Will would love to throw. Here he is going for the crosshouse double.
I think he's just trying to remove a stone.
Pretty sure this is the crosshouse double.
Let's see.
Coming up right here. Perfect, he says, for the crosshouse double. And it doesn't quite get all the way across the house. Bitter disappointment for Will Nordine.
I don't think so. Will wanted to get rid of a stone, and he accomplished his goal.
Pretty sure he was going for the double, and that's going to be the
He's going to
image,
think about that all summer.
the
isn't he?
image that haunts him.
First stone, seventh end, he had his chance.
The entire off season. He's going to put up propaganda in his weight room so that he remembers that shot.
It's cold. All right, Colby.
Dan opting not to pebble the ice.
I pebbled my chest. I drink. All right, Colby's still okay if he can get a hit and roll under cover here.
Tom F. Mulhern. Tony sweeping hard all the way, gets the hit and the roll. That's a pretty great shot from Tom Mulhern.
Unfortunately, however,
The double is open, it's available.
square hit here.
Putting the pressure on Will Nordine, his second shot.
Team Ray, fine with how this ends. Hey, where'd you come from?
Going upstairs and into the
Would you like to be on the broadcast?
Well, it's too late. You are.
Tell us who you are. Who do you belong to?
Which team are you rooting for?
Yeah, who are you rooting for? No? Okay.
Not committed
Will
to her
Nordine.
parents' team. Makes contact with the one, rolls off.
Double, so.
father is there.
Oh, you have parents playing on the same team right now, don't you? What's your name? Isa. Well, thank you for rooting on your parents. Do you know if they're winning or not? No idea.
I don't know what color they are, so it's sort of.
They're blue, so do you think they're ahead?
Yeah,
Nice.
they.
Young Isa knows how to read a curling scoreboard, which is more than 99.9% of the public. can do.
Which is a talent that a lot of people don't have.
So what is the score?
Tom Mulhern
I'm trying to figure it out.
looking to make that draw.
6.
Feels a little deep to me. Nobody's sweeping it.
I think it feels a little deep to Tom, too.
Nobody's sweeping it except for Will Nordine, who sweeps it beyond the back line and out.
Don't believe the hack weight draw was what was called.
I think that Tom Mulhern may have been abusing some of his equipment out there as well.
So, Team Ray, Darren, Isa's father, is looking to remove the lone Novar stone left in the house.
And if he does it, this will be a huge accomplishment for left-handed curlers everywhere. This will be the first hit by a left-handed curler in the history
Isa, are you
of the
left-handed?
game.
I'm right.
Isa is right-handed. Not not following in her father's footsteps.
She was not drafted by the lefties.
Isa's father with
Calling
the
for the sweeping almost immediately.
but off it. They like it. They like it.
Feels good.
Hi, Susan.
Does it stick around? And it does. Blue,
Well, Colby.
the lone stone.
Colby still with the draw available.
2 stones left on the pile.
Could you come here and read one thing for us?
Colby Novar.
Oh, it's gone. Sorry. Okay. After Colby's draw shot here, we will
First.
draw shot.
What do we think about the weight on this? It's close.
Good. I think it's pretty good. Tony is on it the whole way. Oh boy, they got to get this. This has to get in, and it is. Question now: is it undercover?
And I'm going to say that's not much undercover.
So this gives us an opportunity to throw a shout out to one of our other sponsors, Steensma Power Equipment. Steensma Power Equipment. Isa, what is their slogan?
We can.
We can help. Thank you, Isa.
Thank you, Steensma.
Thanks you for your fine usage of their slogan.
Some of the curlers waving to us from
They're waving to Isa. They're not waving to us.
They're waving to me. They're waving to me.
No, they're
It's
waving.
very special. I appreciate their affection.
I was waving.
My adoring people, they are legion.
So Isa's father with the last stone of the 7th end for Team Blue.
Looking to make a hit on the broom immediately.
Does not want to wreck that guard.
Does appear to be curling quite a bit. Makes it past, noses it, and sits 2 for blue. 2 for blue.
I was listening to the guys podcast.
Yeah, what did you think?
The last people.
Not much of an endorsement for last night's broadcast crew from Isa.
No. And she knows. She watches curling.
Last night? Well, last night, yeah.
No, the last time people podcasted. They said my name,
Isa. Oh, jeez, it's probably me.
Oh boy.
Well, Colby Novar with what very well could be the last stone of the match. You think, Jason? We'll see what happens here, but he's drawn for 1. It would be nice for Colby to throw a nice draw if this indeed is his last shot.
These are pride points at this point that we're, I think, hoping for.
This is a little behind.
It is.
Like that.
Looks like he was a little over enthusiastic. Runs that a little deep.
And
Looks
I
to
do
be
believe
2 blue.
indeed we
Gloves.
have a new champion.
Gloves are off.
Team Ray.
Dad beat his own skip on Monday.
Team Ray, our blackjack.
Your blackjack
winners
champion.
for-
Say, Dan, do you know where the term blackjack comes from?
I do know. And now the rest of these 14 people that have been listening also know. So in true broadcast tradition, I think we need to go down and congratulate our winners and
We
see if
probably
they
should
have
do
any
that. We also
words
need
of
to.
advice.
We also need to let Isa know that Sloan says hello.
You know, Sloan?
Out there watching and.
Do you have anything to say to
curling
Sloan?
land.
No.
Just say hi, Sloan.
Hi, Sloan.
Okay, we're gonna go down and talk to your parents now.
Okay.
You want to come with? Okay. Congratulations, Mr. Ray.
Hey, thank you. It's a good game. A lot of fun.
Awesome.
Made some good shots.
Your team's already hard at work, right?
Well, I mean, I just basked in all their glory for a few hours, and now they're doing all the hard work again. So, perfect.
So tonight, a little different result than last night. So for your team, what do you think the key was to getting out to that lead and keeping the lead?
I would have to say that we found draw weight before they did. We were able to get some good draws in, and we actually were able to bail when things got bad. So that was the trick, not giving up a big end. So
kind of a repeat for Colby's team. They got out. They had the two in the first end, correct? Yeah, and then you guys battled back and.
Yeah, I mean, bad luck for Kobe, right?
Yeah.
It's
been a rough week, so. But I want to congratulate your team, but again, they're hard at work tearing down the curling club. So congrats, Darren, and have a great
nothing
offseason.
feels like beating your skipper. I hope you can do that to Larson.
Thanks, Darren. Congrats.
I was sort of like a head too sweet.
Not sure if anybody's still on the stream, but Jason, I wanted to thank you for your fine commentary up in the broadcast booth tonight. Any parting words from you before the curling season officially ends here in Kalamazoo?
It was a great season. We can't wait to see you again in the fall. Beerspiel dates have been set, so
What are they?
Looking forward to that. They are. They are
Late breaking news here.
really good. The
on
dates
the
are
Sheet C stream.
dates are really great. The dates are November 8th through the 10th.
November 8th through the 10th. So we're backing up the beer spiel, which I am.
Will be a benefit.
I'm going to applaud.
Will be a benefit for everyone involved.
Yes.
Can't wait to see you there. We'll hopefully, because it doesn't conflict with Canadiana Fest, which happens in September. Hopefully, we'll have a good, strong showing from the Kalamazoo Curling Club at Canadiana Fest.
Yes. Doesn't
in
interfere with
September.
Western Michigan home Saturday football games because that's
Yeah.
action time of the year where they're playing Tuesday night games.
Right on. So that'll be fantastic.
Yes.
For our Bronco fans. And hopefully we'll see everybody spieling over the summer, and stay tuned for the fall. Can't wait.
Well, I will see you
good
in
curling.
Bowling Green for hopefully a sunny day and an eclipse. I'm going to put the ambient mic back out on the ice. There are still matches going on. So with that, good curling, and we thank you for listening to and watching this Tuesday night championship, the final night of curling in Kalamazoo. Good curling, everyone. So with that, it appears all of the sheets have completed play. Ice is being taken out. So we will turn off the stream for the final time in the 23-24 season. And oh, would you like to sing us a song, Kristen?
I was singing about power tools.
Power tools, okay. So with that, everybody, have a good